we're going to make a food web with these things. So you're going to drag the cards to where they would fall in a food pyramid or a food web. So what should be at the bottom?
Aspen.
So aspen, and what else? Wheatgrass. And where should the wolf be?
At the very top.
At the top. All right, so you're going to move yours around so they fall in this order. You might have to resize some of them. It's not going to be a perfect triangle. It doesn't matter. I'm just switching these for my sake. All right. You almost ready? Mm-mm.
Why you put these? Why am I supposed to put the animals at?
What do you mean where you're supposed to put the animals at?
I just got done with the graphic thing.
Okay, so then you're gonna move the animals around so that the primary producers or the plants are at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
The things that eat them are right above them.
Mm-hmm.
Then the things that eat those are right above them.
So a bear will eat a bear.
It doesn't eat a bear unless you know times are rough, but it's the apex predator because nothing else eats it, so it's at the very top. All right, so for the next step, you're gonna draw arrows to show what eats what. You can do this two ways. You can use this little drawing tool, which is what I'm gonna use because I can draw. Or you can use this little arrow tool, but that gets real bulky real fast. Just want to be honest. I'm not judging you on your artistic abilities when we're doing these little arrows, okay? So I'm going to do the pin. Let me do it in red. All right. Excuse me. So what eats the aspen tree? Beavers? Okay, let's see if it's gonna let me. Yes, right? So I'm gonna draw an arrow from the aspen tree to the beaver, because that's the way the energy goes. If you just draw lines, or if you draw your arrows the other way, you won't get your points because that's not how it works. Does anything else eat the aspen tree?
Elk.
Elk, okay.
And the
We've already used mice for this. That's it, right?
Say it again?
We need mice, mouse. How I said it?
Mice?
Yeah, for the computers.
Oh yeah, that would be helpful. All right. Does the pronghorn eat aspen trees?
I don't know. I think so. It's a herbivore.
But does it say in the reading that it eats trees?
Mm-mm.
What does it say it eats?
Heartburn white grass.
It says it eats the grass.
Western wheatgrass.
Does anything else eat the wheatgrass?
No.
Elk.
Elk? Anything anything else?
Bears?
Yes.
My lines are so messed up.
Okay. So let's
Let's
go.
make it, what's the name big?
Oh,
Never mind, I know how to get arrows.
Do you know how to do the arrow? Or you can use this pin tool. That's probably your easier option.
I don't know.
All right, pronghorn. What eats the pronghorns? Wolf.
wolf. Coyote.
Does the bear eat it?
It's leftovers
It eats.
from the wolves.
So,
Would eat his leftovers from the wolves.
okay. The elk. What eats the elk?
Wolves, coyote,
Yo, hold up, bear.
bear.
Can you leave this on the thing after you're done so I
Mhm.
can see?
Oh.
Because this is all types of like weird.
What is the elk?
The elk is eaten by the coyote, the wolf, and the bear.
Coyotes will eat the beavers.
Coyotes eat beavers?
Mm-hmm. Does anything else eat the beaver?
Use.
Wolf? The bear. Or bear?
Does the wolf eat beavers? Okay, so I know it seems like a lot of arrows, but you are just putting an arrow from the food source to what eats it. So from the prey to its predator. So if the coyote eats a beaver, you just connect them with an arrow. Everything here eats elk, so you just put an arrow from elk to the coyote, elk to the wolf, elk to the bear.
I wish to.
Let me give you a second to finish that up.
I had one good arrow.
My arrows straight.
I'm not judging your arrow drawing abilities, I promise.
Oh God.
Just judging if you
That
can
was.
show where the energy goes. Are we okay for the last step?
No.
And then I'll shut up and leave you alone to finish the lines?
Hold up, I've got like 10 seconds.
Yeah, I think I got it down.
Boom.
The last thing we're gonna do is we're going to label what are called trophic levels.
Wait.
Just a new term.
Please.
I'm gonna leave this on the board too.
It's too many lines. Use. Then I got it.
Okay. Can I write?
Use.
All right, so we're labeling the trophic levels. All that means is primary producers, primary consumers, secondary consumers, apex predators. Each is a trophic level. Okay, so I'm just gonna write. You can have a text box. Text box.
Thank God.
I'm just gonna write.
Oh, I used a sticky note.
Yeah, you can do that.
There we go.
My plants are my primary producers. My herbivores are my primary consumers because they are the first thing that eats a plant. My coyote, bear, and wolf secondary consumers.
Okay, so what was the first one?
Primary producers. And then what's my wolf?
Apex predator.
He's an apex predator, he's a top dog.
Okay.
Okay, so what was the secondary consumer?
My bear and my coyote. And technically the wolf as well.
Primary producer.